Here in Germany, a state of emergency has been declared in parts of the south as heavy rains and flooding batter the region. The Danube River has burst its banks, and in the southwest, heavy rains triggered a landslide that derailed a passenger train. The army has been mobilized, and residents are being forced from their homes. DW reporter Tessa Walter joins us now from Bavaria in southern Germany. Tessa, what's the situation like at the moment?
I'm currently in Diedorf, which is about an hour west of Munich. And just to give you a first impression here, so right now I'm standing here, and what might look like a lake is actually a path. So this here used to run from Diedorf to the next town, but it has been completely flooded. A dike broke just a bit further upstream, like many others in the region, and that has affected the whole area here. I spoke to people that had water in their basement, spoke to people who had water on the ground floor, and a lot of them had to be evacuated. One lady here said she actually went back to her home because she wanted to save some of her valuables despite the orders of the fire brigade to stay away, and she all of a sudden was fearing for her life because the floods were coming from everywhere. Well, luckily she could make it safely out of them, but some others had to be rescued by helicopters because they were encircled by the waters. So really what I can tell you is that for people here, this is the worst floods they've seen in the last 20 years.
So how are people coping? I mean, with water levels being unpredictable, floods appearing very suddenly and then also dissipating very suddenly as well.
We have an emergency shelter that was set up, and people can find food there, can find some rest if they have been evacuated, and all the emergency forces that can be deployed are now deployed. Police, fire brigade, Red Cross, and what I hear and what I see all around is solidarity. In some parts here in Diedorf, water levels have come down a bit, so people had a first look at the damages, had a first look of their basements, and for some, obviously, it is colossal what they've lost, but people are coming from everywhere trying to help them, trying to get the debris out. And that is something that, really makes people here feel stronger. However, what really touches them the most is the story of a firefighter that tried to save a family last night, and he drowned himself. He was on a rubber boat, but then was found dead this morning. So stories like these obviously touch people here the most.
Tessa, very quickly, what's next? Are we going to see more rain?
Well, you can tell right now the rain has stopped, but it is set to continue any minute, and we are expecting more thunderstorms, more heavy rain. So really, we're nowhere near an all clear here. The roads continue to be flooded, train tracks are being disrupted. So right now, this situation continues to be very tense.
Tessa Walter, thank you so much for joining us.